Hey, good morning, fantasy football freaks. Sorry about all that. I know it's like week after week, there's like some problems with the internet and the computer, and then I get sick, and I've been out, and then I'm like, all right, here it is. I'm doing it this week. Get ready. I'm back. Yeah. And then what happens? Shit shuts down again. So I apologize, but I'm actually here. Here I am in the flesh. As far as I know, I got this beautiful Thanksgiving dinner behind me. Hey, it's Thanksgiving week, one of the best weeks of the year. Apparently, I'm lagging out now, but that's okay. Things will get better. What it really comes down to is I need a new computer. As far as the issues that I've been having, I mean, I had some issues with my VPN, had some issues with the internet, which was supposed to be fixed, and then it was supposed to be fixed again, and then it was supposed to be fixed again. Uh, but apparently now we I've got this like little like uh uh fucking booster over here. It's supposed to make everything great, but um I'm having some issues again. So that's fun. Hopefully that'll fix itself and resolve itself as we go along here. I apologize for any of the bullshit. If you can't hear me or there's like some problems or issues, let me yeah, everything's kind of lagging out. Bear with me a moment. See, everything's all right now. Setting here. One with me here. Thank you so much for your patience. With all the technical difficulties over the last few weeks and the ones I'm going through now, I don't even know if you can hear me. But anyway, I'm gonna hold on. I think things are okay. Let me fix something here. I don't like that dinner. Let's see. There you go. That looks nice. I like that. Let's go with that one. Wait. What's this one? No. I like this dinner. Let's go with that. Anyway, things seem to be okay now. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna, open up my show as usual because that's what I got to do. And people going away just as this shit's getting in there. That sucks. Um, okay, everything looks good now. Yes, I'm gonna go through. I'm gonna answer your questions. So here's what we're gonna do this week. I have a whole show prepared and everything, the usual stuff, the sleepers, deep dives, all of that shit. All right. We'll go over weather and injuries and defenses, kickers, all that jazz. Right now, I'm gonna do all that at the end because I'm gonna prioritize answering your questions. If we don't get to the other stuff, it gets too late. I'm gonna have to lop it off. All that work for nothing. I don't care. I'm here for you. I do what I can for you. Again, I apologize for technical difficulties, for being sick. Had some shit going on the last few weeks. I'm not trying to excuse things so much as that I can't do a show if I have no internet. I can't do a show if my computer doesn't work. I can't do a show if I literally cannot speak. There's a big difference between doing these kinds of things and doing a regular job. I was still able to work my regular job most of those weeks and make money for my family. But as far as doing this for you guys, which doesn't bring in a lot of money, at least not yet, but I do it because I love you guys. I love doing the show, and I know one day it's gonna it'll come around. But anyway, so I do this. It's a labor of love. So let's get this on the road. I'm going to answer your questions, then go over the other stuff if we have time. I want to try to get out of here before 9:45 if I can. So 9:45 Pacific. Anyway, happy Thanksgiving week, everyone. I've already done some Thanksgiving last night. I did a Friendsgiving at a friend's house. Good stuff. I highly recommend doing that kind of thing if you can, because some people they're away from their families. They don't have enough money to go home and visit them, or maybe they just don't have families for whatever reason, or maybe they're estranged from them, or their parents passed, whatever reason. It doesn't matter. Friendsgivings are awesome. I love them. So anyway, been already feasting it up. This guy did like a fried turkey. Friend of mine. Oh my God, it's so good. If you've never had a fried turkey before, that skin, get it right away before it even cools. Holy shit, it is to fucking die for. Anyway, good to see everybody here today. Looks good. Sounds good now. You're worth the wait. Thank you. All right. So like I said, I'm gonna get to all the questions here. Let me know too. We'll talk some Thanksgiving stuff because it's Thanksgiving week. Why not? But anyway, put your questions there in the comments, and I will be answering them. So let's start off though, like we start off every one of these Tinker Stinker Power Hours. Thank you again for joining me. We got a little this one's called Goofies. Goofies, yeah. I haven't tried it yet. Should be pretty good. Hopefully, like if I start smoking, like it's gonna turn me into Goofy. Like all of a sudden, I'm like, "Hey there, fancy football freaks! We're gonna have us a really good week. Hi there, Mickey. Let's have a great fantasy football week, there, folks. I'm gonna help you crush your leg." I don't know if it's gonna do that, but we'll see. So, Goofies, here we go. Gosh, that sure tastes nice. All right, now we can start. Well, actually, no. Let me do the pour first. This week, hey, it's the holiday season starting. We can't deny it. Many of you have already heard that stupid fucking Mariah Carey Christmas song, but I got Ninkasi Slayer. Yeah, good shit. So here we go. We're gonna pour it in. Yeah, there it is. People are leaving like, fuck. Where's the advice, Tyrant? I got it. It's coming. Anyway, cheers to you all. Let's get this on the road. Like I said, I'm going to be answering your questions first, and then I'm going to get to my usual other content, time permitting. So, Paul Dickhouse, greatest name in the game. Bold prediction. Colts defense scores good. Hey, man, that's a pretty bold prediction against Detroit. Now, we all know Goff has those games where he shits the fucking bed. He's the most volatile. I mean, it's like him or Carr is the most volatile QBs, but I think even more so him because, I mean, he's like fucking all over the place. So who knows? It could happen. That's a bold prediction. I mean, maybe do that for DFS because it ain't going to be worth much, but, hey, I wouldn't start them myself, but hey, I like it. Good start. Ryan Dempsey, good morning, sir. I'm guessing you're saying week. All week I've been tripping on Herbert or Baker, and I decided to roll with Herbert. He had a terrible second half last week, but I think the horrible, maybe a shootout. Thoughts, Tyrant? I'm with you on that one. Any one of us that like have siblings, whether you're the older brother or the younger brother, older brother versus younger brother, sibling rivalries on a Monday night, fucking give that shit to me all fucking day. I'm going Herbert. I'm definitely he's been underrated. He was underachieving the first half of the season, but he's been putting it together. Yeah, I know he didn't have a great second half last week. Okay, but whatever. Overall, dude's been producing. For fantasy, at least, that's good shit. I like it. And yeah, I'm starting Herbert in anywhere that I can this week. From Herbert to Hubert. Matt, what's up, man? Yeah, I'm going Herbert also with Purdy out. ESPN, let me put him in IR slot as I was looking, somehow picked up Tom Brady and put him on my bench just for laughs and the fucker people. That's great. I like that kind of shit. Good morning. Cheers and happy 420. Great to see you back. Bro Pain Tank. Yeah, I like that shit. He was We like to use different bro words sometimes, and he goes with the bro. He pulled out the bro pain tank. I'm like, yeah, it's. I prefer bro pain and bro pain accessories. That sounded more like Dr. Phil, actually. I could do a pretty good Hank Hill, but it's early in the morning, and I don't have it right now. So anyway, sorry. Like I said, it sounded more like Dr. Phil. Anyway, Jungle Pie this morning. Like I said, I got the goofies. Let's smoke some goofies. Anyway, gotta bring out the impressions this morning. They're not great, but whatever. Let's see. Erica, good morning. Got that beautiful smile again, lighting it up. I love it. Lockett, Mandrews, Pollard, half-point PPR flex. You know me and you and Lockett. I don't like talking about him because he's like one of those guys who just, you never know when he's going to be the guy. It's hard. I've tried to find every way that I can, every metric that I can to predict Lockett's production. I just don't have it as far as that goes. Mandrews, it's just too much of a risk putting him there. Pollard, it's not a great matchup, actually. Half-point PPR flex. I'm going to go Pollard just for the sure points. I mean, I think that the Titans overall have been playing better. Will Levis has been playing better. Houston is not a team that I'm necessarily always wanting to start a running back against. They're not like shut down. They're not like the Kansas City Chiefs where you're not starting anyone against them. But Pollard, oh shit, sorry. I'm apologizing to my keyboard for getting fucking ash on it. Anyway, let's see here. Pollard. Yeah. Yeah, he struggled a lot last week against the Dolphins. Dolphins have a really good run defense. Chargers, really good run defense. He struggled a little bit against them. But against Detroit, who also have a good run defense, dude is still, 20 carries, 94 yards. It's not bad. He's being utilized, in the pass game as well, averaging, over 4 targets in the last 5 weeks. Like I said, that offense is looking okay from a fantasy standpoint, a lot better than they were. See, it's so tough because really for me, it's between Pollard and Lockett. I hate predicting Lockett. I really do. And we've seen a lot more from Njigba this year. Lockett's just so volatile. He's going to have a good game once in a while. It's impossible to predict. That's why I'm not a big fan of starting any of these 3 this week. I know that Andrews has been playing a lot better as of late, and we're a lot of people were dropping him, and I was like, don't do that. He's going to get his as the weeks go on. However, he hasn't been startable every week. You're kind of playing the matchups with them, and it's not a good matchup this week or next week. Then he's got the bye. Not a good match. Honestly, I don't know. I don't know how much I'm starting Mandrews, unless you have to for tight end. Obviously, if you've got a better tight end and you've got him as your backup tight end, that's pretty much how you're going to utilize him. I'm not playing him as a flex. I don't trust him enough as a flex. I'm going to go Pollard this week. Good question, though. Full PPR, another one here with Mandrews, Laporta, Pollard, Eckler, Dobbs, Wandale. What is it? Just one spot you need? Actually, I like Wandale Robinson a little bit this week. I could talk about that more later, but full PPR. That makes it a little harder to go with Pollard. Even though, like I said, he is getting some passes. I don't want to say Wandale Robinson because I think that Tommy DeVito is going to be doing a lot of dink and dunk shit, and Robinson, is a lot more of the short yardage receiver versus Neighbors, who's more of the deep threat guy when they're moving it downfield. I think DeVito's going to be doing a lot more of the West Coast short pass game. So that's why I like him. I like Theo Johnson in that offense this week. Um, Brian Robinson's back, so it's hard to start Eckler at all. Dobbs, it's like Lockett. He could have a good week or not. I mean, it's just, and it's hard to predict that. Laporta and Mandrews, they've just, two tight ends who, I think they have been better. I think they will be better in the second half of the season, but it's hard to put them in a flex position when they haven't been consistent. Neither of them, which is surprising, of course, for this season. Laporta, I think, even more so than Mandrews, because Mandrews at least has, likely they're acting as a spoiler for him. Laporta's been dealing, of course, with that shoulder injury as well. The matchup's pretty good for him. I just don't know how much they're going to throw to him, so I'm worried about that. Another good question, and honestly, it's going to be between Pollard and Wan'Dale Robinson. In full PPR, though, I'm going to go Robinson this week to get those little dink and dunk passes. Lockett is due, says Paul. You're right, he is. But can we trust that? Can I make a recommendation by just saying he's due? You guys can, as an analyst with that has to have good reasoning. I can't ever give you a good reason to start or sit Lockett for that matter. I mean, honestly, if I have to go with it, because of all the bye weeks, sure. But when you have other options, I'd rather go with that. At least like with Pollard, for instance, you're going to get guaranteed points. Lockett, you don't know. Guy might get 1 or 2 catches for a couple yards and it ain't going to be worth shit. So, but then he could hit a big one for a touchdown or whatever. We don't know. It's so unpredictable with that guy. That's why I don't like talking, giving a lot of advice on him specifically, because there is no rhyme or reason. And trust me, I've done all the research that I can to find a rhyme or reason for starting or sitting Lockett any given week. There's no consistent pattern with that guy. There might be one, like if you stretch it out over 10 years, and I don't know, but from what I can tell, and this is something that I've looked at a lot, and I have Lockett in leagues where I want to be able to use him. So that's why I do that kind of research. But it's so hard to predict. So hard to predict. Hopkins or Downs, Matt? Due to matchup, I'm thinking Downs, right? From a matchup standpoint, you're correct. Josh Downs too, he's this is a guy that I was saying when he came into the league, he was handpicked by Anthony Richardson to be like a guy. And I was saying, this is going to be a guy in this, offense. I like Michael Pittman. I'm really disappointed in what he's been doing this season. And Downs definitely seems like he's been more the go-to wide receiver for no matter who, for Flacco. If Flacco's starting, or I'm having some really weird issues here. Okay, there we go. So, yeah, I mean, against Detroit, they're going to need to score a lot. So I really like Downs in this kind of contest. Anthony Richardson kind of has a fire burned under his ass. That could continue into a game, especially in one where they're going to need to score a lot of points. And yeah, AR is going to get his on the ground a little bit, but and then you got Gibbs, you got Monty in there. But as far as no, I'm sorry, that's on the other side. Sorry, I apologize. Anyway, so the point is that they're going to be scoring a lot. So you're going to have Downs in there. I think Pittman's going to have a decent game as well. Now, on the other side of that question, you got Hopkins, who has had somewhat of a resurgence, I think, coming to Kansas City. And, Carolina. See, the thing with Carolina is, I think that they can get up a lot on them. And also Hopkins is kind of, trailed off a little bit, since, he started off really hot. They did an okay week 10. But then last week, it just wasn't there. But then I give them the benefit of the doubt because they've been like tougher defenses and things. But then they got Carolina, and it's like they're not going to need to score a lot because Carolina doesn't score a lot. So, uh, especially with Young there as the quarterback. I love Kansas City's defense this week. I think if you can get them, they're a really good play. I can't trust that they're going to need to score enough for Hopkins to really be a good start. So I'm going to go downs this week. Hopkins, I'm saying Hopkins is someone you're going to play in weeks where they're going to need to utilize him. So, later on, like for your fantasy championship or the semifinals in week 16, he goes up against Houston, for instance. It's a really good start. Against the Chargers, even week 14, that's a really good start. Cleveland's a pretty good start week 15, just because it's I don't know, it's been an interesting thing with Jameis Winston. I don't even want to get into that, but anyway, excuse me. So yeah, I like downs this week. All right, what else we got here? Good morning, everyone. Hashtag Tyrant Gang. Hey, good morning to you, Mr. Richard Ibarra. I'm not sure how to say. I'm sorry. I feel like I'm like butchering everybody's name. I do it in the NFL too. I have to hear it be said. I'm terrible with that. Anyway, Richard, you're a longtime fan and listener and contributor. I appreciate all what you do. Kyler or Bo? Give me Bo Nix. Bo Nix has been lighting it up. Like we all were thinking, Kyler Murray, when he's healthy, it's like, it's generally matchup proof, although like against the Bears, dude, he fucking shit the bed. But after a bye week and facing Seattle, I think that, we could see a good game from Kyler Murray. So honestly, I like Bo Nix this week. I was kind of kidding about that. And I'm also a Ducks fan. So, go figure there. I think with Denver really against the Raiders, it's a good match. It really, this is what we call a good problem to have. I like Bo because I'm a Ducks fan. And so but both of them are I think I'm just going to give the slight edge to Kyler Murray because of the legs. And both of them have pretty decent matchups. So I'm not, that's not going to sway me either way. So I'm going to give Kyler the slight. Knicks can run too. Let's not get ourselves, but I'm going to give Kyler the slight edge there. Thank you, bro. Hey, thank you, Ryan. Thank you, Ryan and Richard and Paul here with the fantasy bye week having to start Bucky and White, same team. Thoughts? So are you saying that you're forced to do that? Like you don't have another choice? There's no other option for you? If that's the case, you got to do what you got to do. What other option do you have? You can't just like not start a running back. I think it's a tough one. And it's not even, let me take a look at something here. Of course, I'm a big fan of Bucky Irving again, Ducks homer, but I knew what he was going to do in this offense. I predicted it in the preseason. I told everyone this guy's a sleeper this year, even as a rookie, in an offense where they've already got, he's just, coming off a bye. Irving, I definitely want to have in there. White, it's gonna just depend on the game, and against the Giants, they're probably gonna run a lot. So honestly, I'm not that afraid of it. And especially if you have no other choice. Jaden Daniels versus Dallas or Lamar Jackson versus Chargers. I'm just gonna go Lamar. I'm gonna go Lamar every week again. That's a good problem to have. And good morning to you, Nicholas, Mr. Nick Stafford. Lamar Jackson, week after week. I don't know. I don't think I'm ever sitting the guy. I love Jaden Daniels, and you can go matchups, but it's not a bad matchup. Also, against Dallas, they're not going to need to score all that much. I like it. It's a good Brian Robinson game. Daniels will get his, but I don't think he's going to blow it up. And Lamar Jackson could against the Chargers when you got the horrible on the line, you know? So that's where I'm going with that. Good question. Next up, if I can get it to work. What's going on here? Hold on. Let me switch this out. There we go. LOL, I agree. Lockett isn't a lock-in this week. Haha. Erica with the pun. No wonder you like me. I've got stupid dad puns just like you. Anyway. Alejandro Meza. Miss you, man. Good to see you. Tyrant gang for life. Darnold or Stroud, PPR. Darnold's been killing it a lot this year. We've seen him come back down to earth a little bit, but I'm a little bit concerned though this week. I shouldn't say a little bit. I should say I'm a lot concerned this week. Going up against Chicago, who's just, they've been brutal on defense. They're not allowing a lot for quarterbacks. We haven't seen him against the Bears this year. He's going to face them this week and then again in week 15. So, it's so unknown. Stroud, though, has not been, even with Nico Collins back, because I thought, okay, he's got Nico back. Now, obviously, it's his first week back. It's not going to be as big. They're going up against Tennessee, though. Are they going to need to score? I mean, with Will Levis playing better as of late, yeah, I'm thinking they may need to score a little bit more. It's hard, though, because Stroud was so much better. I mean, he's definitely having a sophomore slump this year. 100% sophomore slump. So, yeah, I see why, that's difficult. I mean, I've seen leagues where people dropping Stroud. I've had to drop Stroud in a league just because I picked up, some good things like Baker and like Sam Darnold. So this is a really good question because 9 times out of 10, I'm saying start Darnold over Stroud, which is something I would never thought that I would be saying at the beginning of this season. But, you have to, in fantasy football, no matter what you think is going to happen, you have to adjust to what we're actually seeing. And even with Nico Collins, Stroud isn't doing much. It's all been Mixon. Mixon's been killing it. And I think Mixon is enough offense for them to where, maybe Nico's going to get his and maybe Tank Dell a little bit too. And Stroud's going to, do this and that. He's had some issues with interceptions, especially as of late, throwing 3 interceptions in the last 2 weeks. Darnold has been a revelation, as they say, this season. But he's facing a Bears team that just is shutting everyone down. And we've seen that he's not impervious to good defensive play. So, I mean, that is a hell of a conundrum, a hell of a question. I don't like either of them. Is there anything that you can do? Is there anyone that you can pick up off the waivers? It's hard. When I've seen teams that are that shut down when it comes against quarterbacks, that tends to continue when they're the number one team at stopping quarterbacks. When you're looking at the number one team in fantasy that's stopping certain positions, the other one, we'll say 28 through 4 could be a crapshoot, whatever. But those bookends there's a reason they're there. And when you're the number one, giving up the 32nd most fantasy points, there's a reason. I'm going to go Stroud this week. It's a bold prediction, and that doesn't sound, again, it doesn't sound that bold, but when you look at the numbers, it is. So actually, I'm going to go with Stroud this week over Sam Darnold. Sounds crazy. Either, I don't know. I mean, I don't know which one sounds crazier actually, but that's where I'm going this week. Morning, Tyrant. What's up, Cody? My guillotine league to survive. Flex Laporta, Debo Swift, or DJ Moore. It's hard to start pass catchers, first of all, for the Bears, because we don't know where that's going. Swift had an interesting season. You know, he's up, he's down, he's all around. But really, he's only had a couple kind of games. But it's funny because he's had the games against teams where you wouldn't expect it. This week he's going up against Minnesota. Minnesota's pretty good against running backs. I would definitely be cautious about playing him there. But I mean, really, am I going to trust Laporta, who's been fuck all this season? Am I going to trust Debo, who's got Brandon Allen throwing him, and Brandon Allen isn't bad? And they're probably going to use Debo a lot more, like, you know, in trick plays along with CMC, kind of taking the workload off of him a little bit as they continue to bring him back into a full load. I'm not certain more. I'm not certain Laporta. Oh my God. Really, for me, it's between Debo and Swift. And it's just, I don't like the matchup for Swift. I really don't. And, you know, Tua's back. So, what the fuck am I thinking? Not Tua. Anyway, sorry. I was on another level there. Sorry. Sam Darnold. He gets that offense going. Then they're going to be in trouble. If that offense gets going, yeah. And it could just be Aaron Jones doing all the work for Minnesota, and it could put the Bears in a tight position there. So I'm a little bit worried about DeAndre Swift. And I think that Debo, I mean, there's no Ayuk. They're going to need to score points against the Packers. Let's face it. He's, you know, we're going to see. I think Kittle gets a good game. CMC has, I think it's going to be like a split kind of between CMC and Debo in terms of how they're going to utilize them and stuff. Both of them are going to have decent 15-point fantasy games. Swift, I'm looking at 12 or so. So yeah, give me Debo. A slight edge to Debo this week. Oh, wait. Oh, no, that's a different question. I'll get to that. Pick 3. Whoa. You got it. Okay. Erica, thank you. Or says Ty. I don't know which one it is. People say that all to me. They'll say thank you. They'll say TY. And I'm like, why are you saying my name? Oh, wait, that's right. And he said, thank you. Anyway. You're welcome. Nick, pick 3. Hopkins, Wandale, Downs, Jennings, Douglas. Give me Downs. I don't like Jennings with Brandon Allen throwing the ball. You know, I'm minimizing my usage of 49ers this week. I think Wandale Robinson is a sneaky play this week, so I'm going with him. And can't trust Douglas. Not trusting Jennings. I guess Hopkins. I mean, it's Hopkins or Douglas, and it's hard. I would rather bank on Hopkins at least getting some work than the lot or nothing from Douglas. You actually said my name right. Thanks, brother. Hey, good. Glad I did. Every fantasy show I've got this week has asked Bo Kyler. That's close. Yeah, I like Kyler this week. Barely. Disley or Laporta in the standard league. I like Disley's matchup. Am I starting him over Laporta? That's a really, really, really bold move. But I don't know. He's active. I don't see anything that's saying that he's not good to go. Like he's going to be limited in some way. I just Yeah, it's been tough sledding with him, but I think with him coming back, it's gonna be sneakier. Maybe the defense isn't tuned into him as much. I think he gets like a sneaky touchdown, that kind of thing. Disley's been on fire. That's true. But it's I've noticed this about tight ends. As soon as you're on to them, they stop producing, even in really good matchups. Because Disley's got a great matchup. Bottom 10 defense against tight ends this week in Baltimore. They're going to be scoring. It's going to be good. That's a really bold move. And here's the thing: could Disley outscore Laporta? Sure, he can. Is it going to be by that much? I don't know about that. We talk about consistency. I mean, people are all over him. Yeah, he's had 6 targets apiece the last 2 weeks, but he only had 5 catches for 30 yards in week 10. And, last week he had the touchdown. That's good. But other than that, I mean, looking at the production here, he's had some okay weeks, but there's nothing really been that consistent about Will Disley to where I'm going to make that bold of a move, although I see why you want to do it. But so let me put it this way. If Laporta had a bad matchup, I would probably do it. I would start Disley over Laporta. But Laporta's got a pretty good matchup this week. I can't do it. I got to play Laporta. Curse me if I'm wrong, but I got to play Laporta. Debo without Lesnar, Brock, or Jaden Reed. They play versus each other today. It's really hard to predict which Green Bay receiver is going to do it. If I have a gun to my head, I'm going to pick Reed every week. But it's not necessarily a great play. Niners, it's nice, whatever. It's not a bad play to play a wide receiver against the Niners. But like I said, we just don't know who the guy is going to be from week to week for Green Bay. So, I think that we know Debo's going to be getting a lot of attention. He's a guy who, I trust more of the guys that are going to be more gadgety, short field, like, catch and run sort of guys when we're talking about a quarterback that's not used to starting. Okay. I know Brandon Allen's been in the league and he's fine. I don't hate the offense that much under him. I don't think it's going to be a great, quarterback performance necessarily. So I think that he could be leaning on Debo a lot, and it might be a lot in the in like short pass and run game. So I'm gonna start Debo. It's a slight edge just because Jaden Reed could break it off or he could not. But I don't. I'm gonna look at a quick statistic. Just a second. The only thing that really so the only thing that really would make me want to start Reed is the fact that the 49ers don't play that well against the slot, and Jaden Reed plays a lot of his snaps out of the slot. So if that gives you a hint on who's going to be the guy, it could be Jaden Reed this week. Man, that is so fucking close. It's so close. But I mean, Jaden Reed's had a couple good games, but nothing that really, stands out. I mean, I know Debo hasn't been, he's been banged up. Let's face it. He's been banged up. He's been playing through injuries and stuff. You know what? I'm going back and forth on this, but I'm going to switch back to Reed. Okay. It's so close. I have them ranked like almost identical, but I'm going to give the little bit of an edge to Reed right now because of the fact that he plays in the slot and the 49ers are weak against the slot. So give me Reed this week. Oh my God, I'm starting, Tyler, just because we talked about him so much. I can feel it calling in the air. Hey, sometimes you got to go with your gut with that kind of stuff. And when it comes to Tyler Lockett, honestly, your gut might be the best indicator because we don't have any other indicators on knowing when he's going to start or when he's a good start or not. So, yeah, that's not bad. Quentin Johnston or Josh Downs. I'm going to go Josh Downs. It could be Johnston. Could be Lad McConkey. Could be Will Dissly again. I don't know. They're going to score points, but we don't always know who the guy's going to be. Josh Downs has been consistently, no matter what quarterback it is that's throwing him, he's been consistently the guy there. So I'm going to go Josh Downs. Good morning. Here's another ball buster for you. Goff or Stroud. I will never recommend picking Goff. It is always blown up in my face anytime that I have. You know, overall, yeah, Goff would be the better start. I will say this. Goff is the better start. Do I recommend starting Jared Goff? No, and I never will. But on paper, Goff is the better start. That's the best I can give you. So take it with that. Tyrant did not say start Jared Goff. He said, on paper, Jared Goff is the better start. So maybe the fantasy gods won't fuck me because I didn't actually make that prediction. So, take that information and do what you will with it. All right. Adam Young, what's up? Good morning, Bosa. What? 420 all day, brother. Yeah. Full PPR, Love or Mayfield? Let's go with that first. We'll start with that one. Love or Mayfield. Now, as we were just saying, like Jordan Love, okay, so they're going against the Niners, who are actually, pretty good against quarterbacks. Middle of the road, but on the more difficult side, ranked 24th. So they're pretty good. Top 10 against quarterbacks. So I worry about that. Jordan Love's been really inconsistent this season. Last week he faced Chicago, and they're the best team against quarterbacks, and he had a pretty decent game. So the matchup's not going to be so much an issue. He's been inconsistent though. So that part of that worries me about Love. Whereas Baker, let's pull it up here. Baker, other than last week and week 3, has been a solid start. Not last week, but week 10. They're coming off a bye. They're ready to go. It's against the Giants. I'm going to start Baker Mayfield just because he's been more consistent and they've got a similar floor. I think that I'm going to give the slight ceiling advantage to Love, but who knows? It's hard to predict. Harder to predict with him. Baker's been more consistent. Give me Baker Mayfield this week. Oh yeah. And then we got Ridley or Waddle. Waddle's just been not doing it. Not doing it. That offense in general, Hill's been getting Waddle's production, and Waddle's been getting diddly fucking squat because of Jonnu Smith for some fucking reason is taking all that shit. That offense, Tua's been back. He's going to ramp it up. I think it's going to get better as time goes on, and maybe Waddle's someone that we can use in the playoffs. Right now, I'm not starting him. I think Ridley is a good start with Levis playing better. It's been Ridley and Westbrook and Keenan. That's it for that offense. Well, Tony Pollard's been good, but as far as it's being funneled through 2 guys right now. So I like Ridley there. Thank you, Tyrant. Yeah, you're welcome, Erica. I meant boss. I was wondering, why you call me Bosa for? I was checking my hat, did I put on a MAGA hat? What the fuck? I love Nick Bosa as a player. Oh, well, I'll say that much. Anyway, you're right about tight ends. Shit the bed once you started them and do great on your bench. I bench Ertz, so if anyone has him, start him. It's Ertz has been a good start most weeks actually. Excuse me. Pardon me. Oh, sorry about that, guys. Texas Tyrant. Oh, thanks, Tyrant. Sorry. Couldn't resist. Texas Tyrant. I should get like a cowboy hat and come in with like, with like a Southern accent, Texas accent, and be like, well, hi there, everyone. My name's the Texas Tyrant. Welcome to the show. We're going to go. It's almost like the Goofy voice, except like a little less goofy. Anyway, someone send me a cowboy hat. Maybe I'll do it. But anyway, you're welcome. Laporta or Hawk, Don, good to see you this morning, as always. Laporta or Hawk, I'm going Hawk. Always going Hawk. Hawkinson is, he's a set it and forget it. I mean, I know Laporta is supposed to be the same, but right now, he's been so, inconsistent. When you've got someone, I'm going to start him over most tight ends. I ain't starting him over Hawkinson. Hope you all do good today. Got to get my hair cut. Home cooking and West Coast IPA beers while watching the games. Yeah. Hey. Nice. Like West Coast IPA. I got a West Coast beer right here. Ninkasi, Slayer. Yeah. Oh, man. What do you got? You said home cooking. What are you having? And also haircut. Look at this. I'm actually like check this out. So I'm gonna do this here. Look, I'm getting the white man fro going on. Starting to get that out. That'll be debuting soon because I'm growing my hair out. I'm not getting a haircut for a while. Growing that, I reshaved the beard, starting over again. Hey, it's Movember, go out and support men's health. Go donate. I have a big announcement. That's right. I have a big announcement regarding my birthday show. So let's go over that. So, all right. What day is that? It's on 6. So it's Sunday the 8th, December 8th. Okay, so here we go. The big announcement. Sunday, December 8th will be my 4th annual 40th birthday bash. That's right. I'll be turning 40 for the 4th time. Do the math. So if you don't remember, I on these shows, which I hadn't actually really done every year, but when I have done them, I get special guests on. We're gonna do a special 2-hour episode. So it's gonna start at 7:30 a.m. I'm gonna remind you next week as well. So that's in 2 weeks. 2 weeks from today, I'm gonna be doing my birthday bash. All right, there's gonna be special guests. I'm gonna have some people from the industry coming in. Some big names. Some big names. I'm not gonna give away who because I got a few people going and there's some maybes and stuff. I don't know exactly, but I'm gonna tell you a few of the names next week. I'm gonna let you know who's gonna be once I get some people solidified. But I've got some good guests in the industry, some fun special guests. Hey, if you remember last time, had some fun special guests, especially for us guys. Sorry, ladies. Well, some of you ladies might like it too, but at least I'm here for you. Anyway, it's going to be a fun show. So mark that on your calendar. 2 weeks from today, my 4th annual 40th birthday bash. I'm going to be doing a charity kind of thing for the Scott Fish Bowl because I'm actually in the Scott Fish Bowl this year. So there we go. Might have someone that's guesting from there. Could happen. So there's lots in the works. So make sure to come see me in a couple weeks, and we'll have a great time. We'll have a party. Come say happy birthday, 40th birthday for like the 4th time. Like I said, do the math. You figure that out. Anyway, that's the big announcement. Hope to see you all there at that time. Harpreet, Singh, Kang, what's up? You're adding names to yourself. Anyway, it's cool. I like it. What's up, Tyrant Gang? The Kang Gang. Kyler. Oh, wait. What the hell happened there? I'm going with Kyler. I mean, well, no, I'm going with Herbert. Sorry, I don't know. I wanted to say Herbert, and then Kyler came out. Maybe that's a sign. Maybe it should really be Kyler. I don't know. Either way, you got a good start either way. But I really like what Herbert's been doing lately, and this game I think is going to be a big one. The horrible people. Don't downplay brother versus brother. Sibling rivalry is a real fucking thing. Okay, we cannot downplay that. Absolutely cannot. It doesn't look like I'm going to be getting to my usual stuff this week. A lot of questions, which is fine because I'm just answering the questions you guys need. Yeah, give me Hurry. Give me Herbie this week. Oh wait, that's it for that. Okay, real quick. I'm going to go over my stuff real quick then. I'm not going to go over injuries. There's really not a lot of weather concerns. Injuries, you'll get your updates. You know what's up. Get those updates from your usual spots. So I'm just going to go over what I prepared real quick, and then we're going to head out. For my sleepers this week, Amir Abdullah kind of fits in the bill as a plug-in when we got 6 buys. But the thing is, I think that a lot of early down work is going to go to Dylan Laub. Laub is a deep dive, really. Kind of a bonus deep dive here. But honestly, I really only want to start him in DFS because he's cheaper, a lot cheaper. He could be a surprise play. He's someone that I've been big on coming into the league. I think that eventually he could be the guy there as the running back in Las Vegas. So interesting play. There's really no one else. There's really no sleepers. It's hard to find one with 6 teams on a bye. So I'm just going to give you that as like a little DFS hint. Okay. So we're going to move on to wide receiver. Talked a bit on him a little bit earlier. Nick Westbrook-Ikhine. Since returning from injury, he's had at least 4 targets in 4 of the last 6 games with double-digit fantasy points in 3 out of the last 4. Now, he's not a great matchup so much against the Texans, but he's healthier now, and he's going to put up points. The Texans' defense is good against the run, but sucks ball testicles against the pass. It's just the way they've been. So that bottom 10 versus wide receiver. So I can definitely see a serviceable day from both Ridley and Westbrook-Ikhine. So Will Levis hasn't been quite a fuck up lately, and that's been helpful. So, yeah, I like him this week. Hey, speaking of Levis, could be a good spot start here. I'm a Levis apologist. I'm sorry. I've seen some things from him, some sparks from him, some flashes from him that I like. Okay? I like this kid. I think that he's don't count him out. He also has 12 rushes over the past couple weeks. He's got the mobility there. He can surprise you with his legs as well. So I like Levis. As a spot start this week, if you need him, if you're facing the bye week blues, Titans are going to need to score points against Houston, and I think that he could help do that. At tight end, I like Theo Johnson this week. Tommy DeVito is the new play caller for the Giants as Danny Dimes was granted his release. Okay, now you know how much I love starting tight ends when a young QB takes the helm. Tommy Cutlets, he's going to be checking down the ball a lot. All right, and I think that's going to benefit him, as well as Rondale Robinson, who, like I said, is another sneaky play, kind of a bonus for you there. But Theo Johnson is I'm big on Johnson this week. All right, hey, insert your own dick joke here. I didn't write one. So anyway, coming into the season, he showed major promise. I was big on him coming into the season. He's been showing that so far in the last few weeks. He's been a top 10 tight end. So I think that all adds up to an easy spot start. As my double deep danger dive of the week, speaking of Tommy DeVito, there you go. It's a stretch to find sleepers and deep dives with 6 teams on bye. Okay, so I'm going with Tommy Cutlets this week. He's not terrible. And he averaged about 15 fantasy points a game last season when he had over 20 attempts. So, do what you will with that information. If you need him in a 2 QB league or something like that, he might be worth a start. So I know it's a stretch, but got to do what you got to do. There's not a lot out there. Another quick one, Luke Schoonmaker, a good tight end deep dive. I prefer to use him as a DFS punt, really. But, Schoonmaker could do it. Streaming defenses, Washington Commanders facing Cooper Rush and the Cowboys. Need I say more? No, I'm just going to go on then. Hey, Rush made Houston and Philly look like studs. So Commanders, yeah, they have a shot, even though they suck ass. Green Bay defense started off well, but has kind of been shit lately. I do think they bounced back this week. Niners without Purdy. They got Brandon Allen in there. It's going to be better cold and Lambeau. So I give the advantage to Green Bay, and could be a good start there. No one else I really recommend. Kickers real quick. Austin Siebert's healthy. Let's roll with them if you got him. If you can get him, go get him. Jason Myers. He's the only. There's only a startable in matchups this week. He's got a good matchup against Arizona. Arizona's bottom 10 fantasy for fantasy kickers. Hey, there you go. The quick version of my contribution, other than answering questions. I don't see any other questions this week, so there you go. Thank you so much, everyone. Hey, tune in next week for sure. But if you can't, make sure you come to me in 2 weeks. It's going to be my big 40th birthday, 4th annual 40th birthday show. Okay, I'm gonna have some great special guests on there. We're gonna have a lot of fun and games. It's gonna be awesome. I'm gonna have a charity situation going on. I'm gonna give you more information on all of that next week. So tune in next week to get more of that information, and then tune in 2 weeks for the 2-hour birthday bash special. All right. So, hey, love you all. Matt, thanks, brother. Good luck, everyone. Hey, my sentiments as well. And hey, everybody who does celebrate with, have a happy, safe, and wonderful Thanksgiving. Enjoy your families. Eat a lot of fucking turkey. Eat a lot of everything. Overstuff yourself. All right. Have a great time. We're going to have some great football that day, too. I gotta love Thanksgiving. Have a great week. Hashtag Tyrant Game. Texas for the solid advice. Thanks for the solid advice, Tyrant. Hey, thank you, Ryan. And thank you to everybody. Love you all. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Have a great week. And we'll see you next Sunday for another Tinker Stinker Power Hour. All right. Hey, love you all. Until then, I'm out. Peace.